Hello and welcome to Left Coast Live. It is Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. I am your host, Dieter McBusiness, America's favorite white Anglo-Saxon Protestant gone left coastal. Joined as always by the one and only Stat Pat, stateless patriot of the Central Valley. How are you, my man? Big night tonight. We got some primary election results to talk about. We're going to
Yes.
war again. The U.S. is now involved in 7 international military conflicts
God.
abroad. That's
No.
fun. But in general, we should make more of a habit of bullshitting a little bit at the beginning of these episodes, so that people have a
Yeah.
chance to get in and have a cocktail, so to speak, kick their feet up and enjoy our company.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. It's. I mean, this is what the United States has wanted for several decades now, and I guess Trump is the man to finally do it.
Hmm.
Um. I mean, it's just.
Israel wanted it. Rubio even
Yeah.
admitted that we're going to war basically because Israel wanted us to go to war.
Yeah. We were basically like, no, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first, because we didn't want to be the ones that would deliver the first strike on Iranian territory, and now and now it's a joint effort, and Iran responded in a very harsh way, but it was totally fair. It's like they're now going after multiple
Military
bases.
installations, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking everywhere. They've been bombing the shit out of Tel Aviv. They've been bombing the shit out of Dubai, and I mean, this is the war. This is the war to end all wars. If it spirals out of control, it could easily devolve into a world war, because while we're preoccupied with the Persian Gulf, maybe China feels emboldened to take Taiwan, and maybe Russia starts making advances towards Poland, or um, maybe a nuclear device gets deployed in the Middle East. Who knows? But it can only get worse from here unless someone takes an off ramp. It's it's not looking very good right now. It's insane that it got to this point. But I mean, it's Operation Epstein Fury.
Have you ever seen the movie Wag the Dog?
No, but that's essentially what's going on right now. I know what the fallacy is, what the term
The
means.
premises, yeah.
What the term
Yeah,
means.
so that's what we got going on. Apparently, is Israel's probably got pictures of Trump raping girls, and they're just telling him what to do because this feels like more than just
Yes.
APAC influence. This
Oh
feels
yeah.
like supreme power over someone, and they're making it work for them. All I can say is
Yeah.
that I'm not a believer in backlash theory in terms of general politics, but there's going to be a huge anti-Zionist backlash as a result of all this crap,
Oh, big time.
and it's going
Bingo.
to last a really long time. And you know, I love Jewish people. I married one. I'm, not anti-Semitic at all, and I understand the difference between anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism. And I think it's
Yeah.
going to be on the progressive left to remind America of what the difference is. It would help if the establishment left would help with that too. But since most of them are in bed with APAC, what can we really expect?
Yes. No. Exactly. It. Fortunately, with these primaries and everything that's going on, we're seeing more and more of a rejection of the influence of APAC and their, I guess, associated committees as well. The big money interests that essentially work on behalf of Israel and push their interests. We're seeing a rejection of that a bit more broadly, and that's just going to keep on expanding.
Right.
There's a poll out that shows people's sympathies overall when asked between, do you sympathize more with the Israelis or the Palestinians? For the first time in
Everybody's, yeah.
history, it's for the first time in history now it's majority
Palestinians.
Palestinian. Yeah, yeah. So it's changing.
Yeah, it only took 30 years for the Israeli propaganda machine to fall short of its goal.
Yep. Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, and it's just the same old playbook. It's the same old attack lines. It's the same thing again and again and again. Iran is a week away from a nuclear weapon. It's like you
Yeah,
guys.
it's the
That's the
same
90s.
narrative.
Yeah.
It's the same narrative going on for years. So I am wearing a jacket and pocket square because it is an election night. Do you want to check in with what's going on in North Carolina and Texas? We have an interview with
Yeah.
Roy Cooper, who just won the Democratic Party primary in North Carolina. You guys want to take a look at the status of that race real quick?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Donald Trump has not endorsed any of them, which is interesting. So at this point, we've got a runoff, and it is sort of thought to be statistically more likely that Wesley Hunt's voters will be attracted to Ken Paxton over John Cornyn. But as you point out, if this goes to a runoff, the runoff is May 26th. So there's a lot of time between now and then, a lot of money between now and then, a lot of Donald Trump between now and then. And whoever that Democratic nominee is, and there's a better chance that we have a Democratic Senate nominee tonight than a Republican nominee, because you can see Ahmed Hassan, the third candidate, is not getting much of a vote here. He's running around 1%. So probably someone here is going to get better than 50%. They're going to have many, many weeks of Republicans not having a candidate to get a jump on whoever the Republican is.
Yeah, a lot of money to spend there, a lot of scheming in back rooms, and as you say, a lot of Donald Trump. Yep. All right, Ali, we'll be checking back in with you as you get more numbers. Let me be the first to say congratulations.
Thank you, Rachel. I just walked off the stage here
wow,
in North Carolina,
Tallarico
and
really
I am
pulled ahead.
humbled and excited to receive the Democratic nomination for the U.S. Senate here in North Carolina. I cannot wait to get to Washington to finally help that parent who I talked to last week who is paying higher prices at the grocery store, who's worried about making ends meet. I talked with a bunch of farmers just last week. They're struggling buying their equipment because of these tariffs and seeing their bottom line evaporate. I'm talking to families who are paying higher utility bills because of what's happening out of Washington. It's time we have a senator who pays attention to the working families and puts the focus on people who are looking up at the middle class and thinking that they're never going to get there, thinking that maybe the American dream is gone. I don't believe it's gone. I have hope for this country, and I think you're going to see.
George Carlin said, you know why they call it the American dream?
Because you gotta be asleep to believe it.
That's right.
A big wave in November. We're going to win this race. It's going to be the toughest race of my life.
No, it's
but
not.
I'm ready to step up and do it.
It's a show-in. So this guy was governor of North Carolina, very popular. He's a show-in for Senate. I just checked. He's not for Medicare for all. He seems like an incrementalist, but he's a little bit like Tallarico. Like once you get him in there, maybe you can push him towards good policy. So many people in party politics are cogs in a wheel, guys. Like there are very few people that are actually making the overarching decisions that actually trickle down to everybody else.
Governor, it's Chris Hayes here. You took some time tonight to memorialize the members of the. This one will be Iran or against that authorization.
You know, I think it's pretty clear that Congress should be involved in declaration of war, and one of the problems for on all of the foreign wars and foreign policy and not focusing on what they promised to do is to help people deal with.
Yeah, but that's got to be over 50%. So that's what he was saying at the beginning. Yeah. If there is no Republican that gets 50% plus one, there's going to be a runoff, and it's not going to be till May 12th. So more than 2 months from now.
Wow.
And then so giving the Democratic Party primary winner a huge advantage.
Big time.
People
yeah,
on the ground
it looks like
I think they want us.
Looks like Tallarico is actually pulling ahead, and I'm actually pretty damn happy about that.
Us to pay attention to them, and that's what.
Everything you said in your remarks and what you just said a moment ago was about making North Carolina more affordable.
All right.
Callous. Be rolling out my policy ideas to the people of North Carolina about what Washington can do to help reduce costs for people instead of making them go up. When you look at health care in North Carolina, we fought hard and finally got a.
He is not for Medicare for all. He is for strengthening the ACA and expanding Medicaid. More incrementalism. So again, he's not as milquetoast as Buttigieg, but
Yeah,
his politics seem pretty similar.
yeah, it's like the
Republican
bare
legislature
minimum.
to expand Medicaid. We now have 715,000 people insured through Medicaid expansion. But all of that is at risk because of the one big beautiful bill in Washington. And we must get back to making sure that we are fighting the insurance companies who are making healthcare costs more, restoring these subsidies because we've lost so many people on the Affordable Care Act who can no longer afford it, and people who, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. There's some things that we can do, and I look forward to rolling it out this week. We're going to talk about food and groceries. We're going to talk about next week healthcare. Then we're going to talk about utilities. We're going to talk about housing. We're going to talk about childcare. All of these things are facing North Carolina families, and there are significant challenges for them. They're having a hard time paying for it. We need a Washington that is responsive. We're
really grateful to you for doing your first interview with us after as Democrats do everything they can to flip as many seats as they can to take control of the United States Senate in November. Roy Cooper is the person who I think is broadly viewed as having the best chance of anybody in either party of flipping those very contingent voters that you're describing.
All right.
If they
So that's it for now with North Carolina. We'll keep an eye on that the other races. But we got some. Is Roy Cooper not a good governor, man? Talk to us. We love hearing from the chat, even if it's haters.
Yeah, if you got grievances, we'd like to hear.
Yeah, if you got beef, man, speak up.
Yeah,
Apparently
of course.
Democrats suck. We agree. We
Yeah,
agree.
absolutely, Chris.
We
couldn't-
agree.
couldn't
Yeah.
agree more. Yeah.
Democrats do suck. That's why their
I'm so
approval
tired
polls
of
are
them.
in the fucking tank.
Yeah.
Historically bad approval polls.
Can't stand.
You
the
wouldn't think they
Democrats.
care though.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they really don't give a shit from North Carolina. He just wasn't a good governor. I heard he was really popular. Like, I mean, it kind of makes sense that he'd run for Senate. You know, I mean,
He's going to win that seat. He's going to win that seat. The big
Yeah.
test, the race that's
there's no
going to
question
decide.
about
The
it.
reason why, guys. So for the normies out there, the reason why tonight's kind of a big deal is because if you do the arithmetic on whether or not the Democrats can overtake the Senate, they're going to take the House. They're probably going to retake the
Yeah.
House, assuming elections are free and fair.
Yeah.
But they can take the Senate if either Tallarico or Crockett can take out whoever the Republicans nominate. That's
Looks like it does look like it's going to be Corden, though. Fortunately, because Paxton's a fucking nutcase. Tallarico is definitely the better candidate between him and Crockett. It does look like he's pulling away. I wouldn't be surprised, like within like any minute now, they might call the primary for
No,
Tallarico.
I've got 45% in, and he's up by 80,000 votes.
Yeah. So yeah, I would be shocked if that turned around. But Corbyn is more the, I guess, moderate-ish Republican, so he would be a bit more difficult to beat for that seat compared to Paxton. Um, but if Paxton won the primary, he'd be easier for whoever the Democrat
That's what I'm
was
saying.
to beat. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, we'll see. That the one guy Hunt, I guess, is like splitting the vote. He's like pulling votes away. I didn't even know there was a third guy running for that as a Republican for that seat. But that's interesting.
So El Paso still hasn't come in. There still looks like there's some votes in Houston that haven't come in. But yeah, he's up. Tellerico's up 80,000. With a lot, over 50% of the vote left to come in. So it's going to be a tight one. Thank you guys
Right.
for
The trend continues.
watching so far. Please like and please subscribe to me if you haven't already.
Yes.
Could really use the growth, trying to kind of break through that 1,000 subscriber mark this year. I'm on Blue Sky and I'm on Instagram. I'm not on anything else. But
I lost access to Instagram. It's so ridiculous. We went over it before, but like, yeah, absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I'm on Blue Sky as well. I post on Twitter still, here and there. So you can find some activity from me there. Um, Obviously, this channel, I haven't really did much in terms of clips and whatnot, but maybe I should. Um,
Crockett, she is a gutter rat. I'm gonna feed the troll here.
yeah,
So, what is it, man? What's going on with Crockett that you don't like? Because I personally don't like that she
specifically,
took crypto money. The crypto
yeah,
money thing really kind of bums me out about her.
yeah.
So, what have
I
you
like.
got going on?
I mean, personally, for me, I'm just speaking from my perspective. She does have the firebrand energy, but when I watched her debate with Tallarico, she really did come across as like, "Oh, I'm in this for me. I did this. Me. It's like I'm not into that. I'm not about cult of personality
She was pitching
and
herself a lot instead of talking and listening to
but
voters. See, that's the thing that
right,
Tellerico
yeah,
comes across as, just from a casting perspective.
mhm,
Tellerico comes across as like that Christian therapist, that guy that like really
yeah,
listens to you. That's what he looks like.
yes,
That's what he sounds like to me. He's like a Christian therapist.
yeah,
And, Crockett is just
and
something different. I mean, I think she's from
yeah,
Dallas, right? She's
I
so she's
think
obviously from the
so.
black part of Dallas, and I'd love to
Yeah,
say that I just don't think she's ready. She's just not seasoned,
right.
and she's got special interests all over her.
Yeah, that's the thing. And Tallarico actually sounds like a progressive. Like, I heard, I watched a video from the Rational National cover a couple viral clips of Tallarico talking about the need to rein in the billionaires and how they're fucking destroying this country. They're absolutely looting this country for everything that makes it. You know, um, so he actually does sound like a progressive. He does sound like he's in tune with the voter base, with people more broadly, especially in terms of affordability and like the biggest crises that are facing us, facing everyday people, the working class and whatnot. He does seem like a us kind of person rather than, oh, gonna make this about me. Because not even Bernie was like that. I mean, his campaign slogan, like infamously, was for crying out loud, "Not me, us," and
Right.
and that should be like. If you're going to have charm and charisma and run a strong campaign, that should be the focus about lumping in everybody with you,
Yeah,
like
unity.
us, yeah, unity and solidarity and shit, yeah.
Look at
Oh
that,
boy, who we got
Jasmine
here?
Crockett. Jasmine Crockett,
Ooh,
86
yeah.
grand.
Yep. Nope.
But
Nope. Naughty,
Tellerico also took money from one of the Adelsons.
Oh, that's
So who, like,
gross.
yeah, one of those big super
Yeah.
mega donors. So it's a little bit concerning. I'm not getting my
That's
hopes up
yeah.
about either of them.
Yeah.
I want to reward people for posting in the chat. Please be liberal about posting in the chat, guys. Let's hear from you. We want to get
Liberal as
inspired.
in not like not, liberal as
Liberal
in
as in
not
heavy.
politically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
progressive amount of chats, actually. Where the fuck my child support? You steady playing on YouTube when little Dacon needs school shoes. Yeah,
What?
I hear you, Tracy from
Tracy.
daycare.
What?
And then, but a TV reality Froster was ready to be president. Yeah.
No, he was not ready to be president.
He was
I
not.
disagree with you
Yeah.
there.
Well, no, I
Yeah.
think I think he's being sarcastic.
No, of course. Yeah. I see exactly where it's coming from. Well, I mean, it's not to say that Crockett, for example, would be bad if that's what the objection is here. It's just that Tallarico seems a lot more in tune with the people, and this is time for progressivism, man. I'm so tired of milquetoast liberals. I'm so tired of uh, third way Democrats, blue dogs, blue MAGA, vote blue no matter who, fucking neoliberal shill establishment corporate goons. It's time for progressive firebrands, um, because they actually fucking stand for something.
I'm just trying to find out
Trying to
who
get a hold of
is.
our guest.
I'm trying to find. No, I'm trying to find Tellerico's campaign contributions numbers.
Via like open secrets.
Yeah, but they merged with followthemoney.org.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Must be a new thing.
Top contributors. Yeah, there's a lot of individuals. Some
Right.
really big money. Peter McCarthy. Tellerico. So Oh no, that was only 30,000, not 30 million. But anyway, here I'll share this tab. Actually, show you guys what's up.
Let's take a look.
So this is his top contributors, or just individual, very small donations. 30,000 is the max donation.
Any chance you could zoom in on the page?
Yeah.
There we go. Cool. Cash on hand, total contributions. Wow.
It's not actually that expensive of a campaign. $3 million.
No, it's not. I mean, especially, I mean, it's just a statewide campaign too.
But he's only spent $1 million. That's it. He's going to be in good shape if he wins this. He's going to be in really good shape to go on a run.
Oh, big time.
Put in 21 grand of his own money.
Okay. Yeah,
this is the problem, though, is the amount of money that you need to run for office is so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's.
So these are all
absolutely
individuals.
nuts.
These are all individuals. He hasn't taken. I don't know what PACs supporting. PACs are
Right.
supporting him.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't really say as much. I mean, that's promising. I mean, regardless, if he does take the primary, becomes the nominee, he's going to have a good amount of money to fund a ground game, and he's still going to have money flowing in if he's a Democrat candidate. I wouldn't be surprised, if the Democrats of Texas, obviously, like the party there, fully support and back him and give him what he needs and everything. Not to mention have money to throw around for ads and billboards, all that good shit.
Yeah. So between the crypto and the APAC, even just by default, I'm probably going, pulling for Tellerico in this thing.
Yeah, big time.
All right, so here we go. So this is incorrect. Trump is part of the 10% that control 60% of the country's wealth. But anyways, you were saying about blue corporate goons. This statistic does not look right to me. According to my information, the top 10% of households that own publicly traded stock own 93% of publicly traded stock. Now, that's just stock. Mm-hmm. That's not all wealth. But that's still way far off from what you've got, my man. I think 1% might control 67%.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then if you bump up to 10%, then you're talking about 90+% of the wealth. But yeah. I do not think your math is right here.
I know what you're trying to say too. It's like, I mean, don't get us wrong, dude. There are certain things that I would say about Trump that would get me banned from every single platform, including YouTube. So I have to hold my tongue because, we absolutely despise Trump. If you look at Dieter's channel, if you go through his videos, he has a video series called "Who Are MAGA," and these people, the people that follow Trump, wouldn't be anything without his brand of his cult of personality, the brand that he pushes and everything. And Trump single-handedly has been behind just the worst aspects of politics and just the de-evolution of discourse broadly in the past 10 years and shit. So we have absolutely no love for him and his ilk here. If you vote for him 3 times, we consider you too far gone. You need to sit down, shut up and listen, and just go the fuck away forever. There's no love for Trump here, and I don't think there ever will be. I mean, personally, I think he's fucking absolutely hilarious. But he should never have entered politics. He is
but he's only
forever
hilarious.
tarnished it.
He's only hilarious in a way
accident.
that like Dice Clay is hilarious. He's a bully comic.
Sure.
At some point, so this goes all the way back to political correctness, which is actually good in spirit but bad in practice. And political correctness is just cultural sensitivity that has a self-righteous tone to it, so people get turned off. It's like, oh, you're not as socially enlightened as I am. So that's what basically woke has become. Woke has replaced political correctness as the go-to term for anything that comes out of the progressive left with respect to counterattacks on the culture wars. We're the people that are saying immigrants actually aren't criminals, but then they're calling us blue-haired freaks who don't know anything about how government works. And yet they defend a system that has led to an historic level of inequality, really bad infrastructure, affordability issues and record inflation, wealth income inequality, healthcare, education, environment, elections, guns, cops, criminal justice, immigration. All of these problems have gotten worse since not just because of Republicans, but because of Democrats, because of the system. People say, oh, the system is broken. No, the system is working exactly the way it's supposed to. It just becomes more explicit over time. This whole racket of ripping off the poor and transferring wealth upward has been going on explicitly in this country since the 1980s.
Yes.
We're just becoming aware of it now.
Yeah. Yeah. More and more people, that is. I mean, you know, a lot of the older folks like to point at they don't want to be blamed for the woes of the country. They don't want to be blamed for its failures when it's like this has happened under their watch. This is why we have such a problem with baby boomers. I mean, the millennials are right. They're the most left wing generation in a long time, broadly speaking, and it's because, like I said, broadly speaking, they're the most anti-capitalists.
Right.
It is the failures of capitalism to um, over time just continue deregulating itself that has led to these massive issues of income and wealth inequality, a burgeoning debt crisis, a political instability, and just toxic discourse blossoming over the past several years, especially in the age of social media and technology and whatnot. And it's like there's just no accountability to be had, and that's where a lot of the frustration of the younger generations come from. It's just like we don't see any accountability coming from the elites, the older people among us, because it's like they've either completely given up or they are too arrogant or too ignorant to actually see uh, the wrongs that plague the U.S. as a whole.
Yeah. So just to check in with people, Tellerico is up by 82,000 votes still, and only 46% of the vote is in. And the Texas Supreme Court paused some judge's order on the Dallas polls, which kept them open. So, hey, what's up, dude? Russia, talk to us, man.
From Russia,
We want to
interesting.
know all about what's going on. Talk to us, dude. And get
Wow,
a real
yeah.
name. Get a real name. Change your name to something cool. Have you guys heard that Trump's team is possibly secretly drafting an executive order to suspend elections?
I heard about
No,
that.
but I wouldn't be surprised. They're going to try everything. What I was impressed by in 2020 when he tried to steal the elections was the functionality of the election process and how the states really do handle their own business, for better or worse, in
Yeah,
terms
that's the
of
thing.
their electoral votes. And then they empower the federal government. It's pretty amazing.
Yes. So, I just to get out of the way, that rec guy. I think that's the first chat we ever got from Russia. That's actually pretty insane. Hello. So the thing is with the executive order, that's I guess something was drafted. There's something about I guess like an executive order, like a hair trigger or something like that. The thing is, try as they might, Trump and the executive and his administration, et cetera, there's no way for them to take power away from the states when it comes to the way that elections are handled. And I don't even think the Supreme Court would side with him when it comes down to it. I mean, obviously, there could be like some little niche issues here and there where they would side with him. But when it comes to overseeing how the elections actually are operated, the states are in charge of that. However, there was the recent thing when I guess it was Trump's FBI went into Georgia and seized the voting machines because they wouldn't. I guess they wouldn't give up their voter rolls for 2020, and there's a possibility he can do that elsewhere, but it's not going to be enough, and the courts are just going to catch up with him because if you're not going to be clear about why you're seizing the voting machines and this and that, and can't hurdle all the legal roadblocks and whatnot, I don't think he's going to be successful in suspending the elections in any meaningful way.
Trump's net worth went up almost $4 billion in his year back in
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
Kamala wouldn't have us in the Middle East disaster, so I'd rather have
Yeah.
Kamala. Yeah, that was in reaction to
Yeah.
this
It's
this
easy.
douchebag who said Kamala or Trump. I'd rather have Trump.
Yeah.
Well, then you're evil, man. You are
Yeah.
an agent of evil.
Yeah,
Like
I mean-
I say this. I say God's going to decide whether or not you're evil. That's not for me to decide.
Yeah.
But your effect on the world is evil.
Yeah.
So that
I
makes you an
mean,
agent of evil.
we're in a
Like-
much. I mean, it's inarguable at this point. I mean, this is a great comment. It's inarguable that under Trump, the world has been made an absolutely worse place. He is
Yeah.
he is the most corrupt president in the history of the country. He has been raking in billions off of crypto scams and you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Backroom deals with Qatar and Tech Bros, Larry Ellison, who's buying up more and more and more of the media that you consume. Um, it, he doesn't serve the working class. He doesn't serve you and me. He doesn't serve people who have a 401k or a Roth IRA or people who don't even make 100 grand a year. He's not looking out for you and me, or the people who rely on social safety net in order to get by. People who are struggling paycheck to paycheck and shit. He doesn't give a shit. He has actively made the world a worse place for anybody who's not part of the 1%, the wealthiest 1% of the country. It is inarguable. And now he's starting a war with Iran, which is he doesn't even have an explanation why. They've given up on trying to convince us why it's necessary. They don't have nuclear weapons. They are not a threat to the U.S. mainland. They're not. It is entirely on behalf of Israel and the fact that the Arab Spring overthrew our puppet dictator that we had installed there in 1979. This has been a war that has been in the works for decades, and they finally gave up trying to convince us, and and here we are. It could easily spiral out of control.
The U.S. and Russia may be good friends, but someone is always putting a spoke in their wheel. We thought Trump would change something, but it seems nothing is changing. It's all sad. Yeah, I mean, I think Putin's got dirt on Trump too.
Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. And you're absolutely right. It's a very unfortunate thing.
OpenAI is literally going to become Skynet with the creation of autonomous weapons for the military and our government. It scares me too, man.
Yeah, it's fucking freaky, dude.
Listen to that. We got a troll. You're stupid. That's not how you spell your. It's supposed to be apostrophe R-E,
Your.
dumbass. Trump winning.
Winning
That's possessive your. Trump winning America, winning God bless Donald Trump.
Trump
yeah,
winning America.
Yeah,
it's like,
God doesn't love you, dude. God does not love you, man.
Yeah, you better pray that there isn't a hell. Maddie King, hello. Never did the thing for a country, cornerstone CSP, the everlasting covenant God's promised to. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
we got a Zion Nazi. Got a Zionist in here.
Sound absolutely nuts. Whatever. Here's the thing. Are you all listening? I want you all to listen. Since you're all so confident in this shit, there's obviously, like I was just saying, there is a multitude of reasons why we are attacking Iran right now. But I want to give you guys some history. You all ready for a history lesson? Let's do this. Full breakdown timeline. Here we go. In 1953, the United States and the United Kingdom overthrew the leader of Iran at the time, Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh, via Operation Ajax. You guys should look into that. Why did we do it? Long story short, he didn't want to share Iranian oil with the rest of the world. And the Red Scare was prominent at the time, so something anti-communism. We didn't want him aligning with the Soviet Union at the time. Blah blah blah. So in his place, after he was ousted, the Western powers, UK and US, installed a puppet dictator called the Shah. He was brutal to his people, but he was friendly to the West because he gave up the oil. He was overthrown in 1979 via the Arab Spring, which was basically like this, I guess, Islamic revolution, and the current regime that's been in power since then, they're the ones that took charge. So obviously, the Western powers hated this because that meant we no longer had access to their oil.
Right.
So we want a public dictator installed so we can access their oil. We want Israel, because if you add Israel to the mix and the ideology perpetuated by evangelical Christian nationalists who believe that Jewish people are God's chosen people according to their Bible, what you have is a combination of things. We want a public dictator in there that's friendly to Israel and the U.S. We want Israel to have greater influence in the region, and we want Iran to be destabilized, kind of like how we wanted Libya destabilized, Iraq, Afghanistan. Look what happened to those countries. And similar to Palestine as well. And the worse it gets, the better. The goal of all these lunatics in charge is to cleanse the Holy Land of undesirables in order to usher in the apocalypse, aka the rapture, aka the second coming of Jesus Christ, which is all a gigantic fairy tale that way too many people believe in. It's why Israel gives free land, which is land stolen from native Arabs, to Jewish people with Jewish heritage via illegal settlements in like the West Bank and shit. It's why Trump annexed the Golan Heights. It's why he moved the embassy to Jerusalem. It's because of the wishes of his mega donors like Miriam Adelson. You mentioned Adelson earlier, how he contributed to Tallarico. It's all part of an 8-decade-long mass genocide campaign of ethnic cleansing carried out by psychopathic true believers. And the ones behind it have nukes. Iran does not. And that's the last thing I'll end on. Obama created the Iran nuclear deal, which was being abided by with every single inspection carried out by the International Atomic Energy Agency. It put a lid on their enrichment, and they happily stuck to the terms of the deal because it was preferable to being bombed and then overthrown. Trump ended that deal in 2018. And that was back then, that was what made me realize at the time that he was compromised. He was compromised, stupid, and weak beyond help. Fuck Trump. This idea that Iran is weeks away from a nuclear weapon is a fucking lie. It is propaganda older than I am. So now the world watches in horror as lies and death and chaos erupt and spread more and more and more, and who knows where it's going to go. And also, everyone can talk about this instead of the Epstein files.
I know. Thank you, Anonymous Bastard, again for your participation. I know Iran. And by the way, it's Iran, not Iran. If you want to sound
Iran,
a little bit more informed, go with Iran. It's as if it has 2 R's and 2 A's. Iran.
Yeah.
I know Iran didn't have nukes and largely only used nuclear enrichment for energy purposes, but will the acts of escalating aggression lead them to want to develop weapons as deterrents? You know,
it's too late.
You're
it's
good.
Too
Yeah,
late.
I don't. Yeah, I think the cat's kind of
this is the thing. Hassan Piker put it best. Number one, if you don't have nukes, get nukes. Number two, if you don't already have nukes, get them immediately, and then you will be fucked with it. There's a meme going around right now. It's like it's one of the scenes from Breaking Bad, but basically it goes back and forth. We need to invade Iran because they have nuclear weapons, and the other guy's like, why don't you invade Russia? And then goes back to like, are you kidding? Like, are you crazy?
They have nuclear weapons.
Like...
Right. So just an update on the Tellerico Crockett race. It's 51% in. Tellerico is up by 111,000 votes, and he's up basically 54 to 45. basically is what it is right
Okay.
now. So
Hey.
that should go to Tellerico. I would
Thunderbird,
expect.
sorry for falling behind on you a little bit, but thank you for joining, obviously. Thomas Jefferson, it has always been those seeking wealth who were the source of corruption in government. Yes, indeed. Also, another quote from another founding father, he says, James Madison, the power of all corporations ought to be limited. The growing wealth acquired by them never fails to be a source of abuses. Wow! If only this country would actually abide by the teachings of its fucking founding fathers.
Anonymous Bastard, which race are we following? We're looking at Tallarico Crockett right now because Roy Cooper won the Democratic Party primary in North Carolina earlier. Scroll back if you want to see this react to an interview with him. Pretty milquetoast guy, but very popular in North Carolina. Very Carolina kind of guy. I expect him to win that Senate seat. And just for those of you who weren't here earlier when I said this, the reason why the Texas Democratic Party primary race is so interesting is that could be what flips the Senate for the Democrats. And then if the Democrats have both the House and the Senate, then maybe we can, survive. We'll have a lot easier time surviving the last half of Trump's second term.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's actually insane how much conditions have flipped because it was pretty agreed upon that, yeah, Democrats are likely to take the House back, but the Senate was more of a long shot. Now it's becoming even more likely that the Democrats might even take the Senate this year as well. Who knows? I mean, that's how fucking bad the Republicans are doing. That's how bad of a job that Trump is doing. That's how much he's being hated right now. How much he's failing as president. And I mean, only people who are just so lost in the sauce and just drunk on the goop, they're the only ones who see it differently somehow, some way. Like they're so far up his ass that they're just fucking lost. They're beyond help, honestly. Too far
All right,
gone.
so Crockett just jumped up a little bit.
Yeah.
She's only down 70,000 votes now, and it's 59%. Wait, we just got another hit. Okay, Crockett's down 69,000 votes,
Okay.
and about 59% of the votes are in.
Interesting.
So there's a lot of rural areas that haven't come in yet,
Right.
but I would be surprised. It would be a pretty huge comeback story now. Yeah, she's still down at 70,000 is the magic number right now. It's really not that many votes when you think about it.
No. No. Yeah.
Hold on.
She's getting a little bit.
She's coming to the stage. Hold on real quick.
When we're going to get results, and I fully anticipate what specifically
was that what this means is
All right, what we got?
because the Texas Supreme Court
Rosa, I have to interrupt you. I'm
struck
sorry.
down the lower
I'm
court.
very sorry. We're going to come back to you to that point. Jasmine Crockett has just taken the stage. Let's go live to that.
if it comes in and I'm losing Dallas County, then we know kind of where this thing is going. So that's my news. Is that we're
Salary
not going
goes
to have
up
election results tonight, in my opinion,
112,000.
based upon what specifically is taking place in Dallas County. Unfortunately, this is what Republicans like to do. And so they specifically targeted Dallas County, and I think we all know why. So I want you to enjoy yourselves, but I won't be back tonight because I have no idea of when we're going to get results, and I fully anticipate it won't be until tomorrow. So I love y'all too. Thank you so very much for being here.
Well,
Love
there's
you
the
down.
70,000
I
you're
love you
talking
down,
about.
Dallas.
Yeah, I'm looking at New York Times as well.
I see. Okay.
So
Yeah, I think she knows that it doesn't look very good for her. And I'm not sure what she was trying to imply right there. Like, this is what Republicans do when it comes to Dallas County. Is she trying to imply that they voted in the Democratic primary against her, and
don't
that's
know.
why she's losing? Like,
no, I think they held up the polls and
Oh,
prevented people from voting.
I see. Okay, that's probably the more likely thing.
Here, let's go back to.
Interesting.
They're doing some grid
Her lead is
analysis. Let's
narrowing,
check in really quick.
53.5 to 45 for Tallarico in that day of vote is going to be. So we're sort of stuck in a lot of places at the 60-ish point. There's some smaller counties that were easy to count, and the numbers are much higher. But generally speaking, in major centers, we're in this area. Look at Travis County, which is Austin. This is 60%. This is Tallarico's home. He's at 76 to Jasmine Crockett's 23. Let's go to Houston, where Jasmine Crockett was expected to do very well with 2/3 of the vote in. Her lead is narrowing, 53.5 to 45 for Tallarico. In Fort Bend, 3/4 of the vote, 77% of the vote is in, 60 to 36. So again, this really is anybody's game right now. This is a jump ball. It is unclear what's going on. Clearly, Jasmine Crockett believes this will not conclude tonight, as she just said, and we may be believing the same thing. I want to just quickly jump over to the Senate contest there, the GOP Senate contest. Again.
All right.
It's important to say also, primary season is basically now. You need to look at your guys' states and see when primary votes are going to happen. But this November is when the actual general election between Republicans and Democrats for various Senate and congressional seats will be taking place.
Polling market odds have Democrats at an 85% chance to win the House in the midterms this year.
Yeah.
The odds of Democrats winning the Senate have also increased from 24 to 43% in recent months. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it's going to come down to that
Awesome.
Texas race is a problem.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. There's a good place that shows you Congress close races. Anyway, let's keep talking.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely there are more races that go. Obviously, we'll cover the because we stream on Tuesdays anyways. Tuesday is always election day, so when there happens to be a primary that comes up in the future, especially if it's a primary of significance, we will certainly be covering them throughout the year. Until the actual general election for the midterms comes up in November.
All right. Crockett is cooked. The public has spoken. Ready for new representation. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she's cooked. I think she could have a great career, but
she still has a long
everyone
career
said
ahead
when
of
she
her.
announced. Everyone said it was premature when she announced.
Yeah. I was saying that too. It's like,
but it's not like it was premature for Tallarico. Tallarico doesn't have a ton of experience. Was he a state senator?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, and that's a good point too. I mean, the thing is, when it comes to Crockett, didn't she just become a Congress person in 2024? How long has she actually been there? I think, and there's another question I had too. It's since she ran for a Texas Senate seat, does that mean that she's not going to keep her seat in Congress? It's done?
I don't know. Hold on, I'm looking to see.
Otherwise, she wasted her time.
When did she first? Yeah, I guess Congress. I guess you're right. 2023 was her first. So she won first. She won her first election in 2022, and then started in 2023.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So she can't go back to Congress if she loses this primary?
No, she will.
Okay.
She'll be on the ballot and she'll win her. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if unless she's got a challenger, but usually I'm sure she wouldn't be running for.
Oh, that's right.
Senate
No,
if she
yeah.
didn't get a challenger. Yeah, people appear twice on the ballot all the time.
Interesting. Okay.
They voted today in Arkansas, North Carolina. Are you going to discuss those races? Not Arkansas, but North Carolina. We talked about Roy Cooper winning the Democratic Party primary and expecting him to win the general.
He's more likely going to win.
There's going to be a huge gap in time between when North Carolina knows when its Republican nominee is going to be for the Senate.
I think it is.
Those results aren't going to be done. They're going to have to do a runoff election, which is not going to be until May 12th.
Right. Yeah, I think it might be worth taking a look at Arkansas anyway, because I think with the momentum, the Democratic Party has right now. I wouldn't be surprised if whoever is running is doing much better than they have historically.
Okay, well, let's just get into this. I'll
Like
just
it's
show
still
you guys what I'm looking at.
very unlikely that the Democrats win anyway. But
Sarah Huckabee Sanders went
yeah,
unopposed.
gross, disgusting.
And then Fred Love is the projected winner.
Okay. Does it show how many
Well, that's a
votes?
tough name. How many
Yeah, it
votes?
is,
You got
yeah.
60. You got 63,000.
Okay.
This is for governor, by the way.
Oh, for governor, okay.
Yeah.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders
Yeah.
and her ever drooping eye socket.
But anyway, let me see back over here.
What about are they doing like a primary for Senate there, or like their congressional seats?
I'm looking now.
I don't even think they have any Democratic representatives anywhere in the state at all. It's one of like the deepest red states.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But the reason why, but it's not as red as like Idaho because it's more diverse. There's
Right.
a lot of black people in those southern states, and that's why you
Yeah.
see the like 40% Democrats or high 30s and stuff like that. It's like, wow, who in those states are voting Democrat? It's all
Yeah.
the black people
Yes. Yeah.
and the people who feel for the black people.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, especially the deeper south you go and whatnot, Alabama, Mississippi, and shit. It'd be cool though. Like, finally have. I think we'll definitely see some prizes, especially when it comes to the House. I think. I think it was Texas. There was something about every single congressional district for the first time ever has a Democrat running in the race. Whereas
Mhm.
before, like they just didn't even bother when it came to some
Right.
districts.
This is where? This what state?
Texas,
Texas?
I
Yeah.
believe so. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Were we
Well,
gonna
it's an
have a
exciting
guest?
night.
Yeah,
we
no,
were gonna have we were gonna have a guest. Hopefully he's gonna show up soon. He texted me a minute ago that he's on his way. I told him we can push if we want. He said he'll be 20 minutes, about 17 minutes ago.
Okay,
So we'll
so like
bullshit
any
for
minute.
another. Yeah,
Sweet.
he should be on any minute. In the
Yeah.
meantime, just checking these election results, talking to you guys about Iran and Israel and Trump
Yeah.
2.0 just sucking the life out of this country. So tonight should be a little bit of a source of hope that our elections are
Yeah.
still free and fair, because that's the only thing that's going to get us out of this is winning elections.
Yeah,
And
I
don't
mean,
I don't think there's enough emphasis on that.
Yeah.
There's like on the left, on the progressive left, it's always about there's a perfectionism on the progressive left that I have grown to resent. That
yeah,
was maybe
haven't we all?
a little bit like that what that guy was talking about that I sent you that link to.
Yes, yes.
I think he was talking about like that perfectionism and everyone competing over who's the most empathetic person in the room rather than, what's it going to take to win? How are we going to win?
Exactly. Yeah, Vivek Chibber is his name. Yeah, really good input from that guy. Really good. Yeah, I loved his insight. I found it. I mean, because it's tough love. It's not what everybody wants to hear. You don't want to be um, told like how what you've done is wrongly, how you approach things is wrong, or this is why you're a loser. But it's needed. It's fucking necessary these days. It can't all be centered around identity or purity. I think the way he put it best was like there's a difference between like discrimination and God, what was it? That was like
Prejudice.
No, it was the dividing line between, I guess, the left and liberals. It's how one side focused too much on discrimination, the other side exploitation. Yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing. Like liberals focus on like who's being discriminated against, and the left is like who's being exploited,
Right.
and it's like more people are being exploited than discriminated against. That's why
Yeah.
there's more. There should be more emphasis on that because like we are all victims to the grind.
Well,
We're all
if he was exactly if he was trying to do anything, he was trying to get the progressive left to focus more on workers and less on intellectuals, and
yes,
that's
yes,
right.
exactly, yeah,
But there you go again. That's casting. That's people, and I think the progressive left has a little bit of, I don't want to say an identity crisis, but there's no system, and I think this is where the DSA could really come in. There's no system of evaluating candidates according to progressive criteria, and that's where I think the DSA
yes,
could serve a really valuable purpose. Whereas, like you get the DSA seal of the DSA endorsement for your Democratic Party primary, bada bing, bada boom, you're going to win that primary. That's where I want
yeah,
the DSA to grow into, and that's hopefully he's going to be joining us soon. Is very accomplished and hardworking DSA co-chair for a chapter not so far from me. He and I spent a lot of time together at the convention this last summer and met DSA people from all over the country.
hell
And
yeah,
yeah, it can be a valuable asset in American politics. And they've got a really big anchor with Zoran.
mm,
So I want them to continue to grow. I'm proposing actually, and I'm going to bring this up when Dylan comes in, but I'm going to propose to the DSA how to grow their YouTube channel because they have 10,000 subscribers. So it's like the hard part's over. You've broken through at 10,000 subscribers. Why are you not creating content on a daily basis?
yeah,
Right? Like there's so many good people to interview in the DSA.
yes,
There's so many experts that you could get. There's so many issues to talk about. There's so many events to cover. There's so much news to cover. Right?
yeah,
Like what if the DSA had their YouTube channel be basically their own our media arm and saying
yeah.
this is how we do news. Like why not? Well, the
I
answer is,
totally agree.
money and staffing.
Hmm.
So I'm hopefully they're going to listen to me. Everything. The problem with DSA in general is like everything's a vote. Like right, like you don't just have someone's just in charge of the DSA Twitter and they get to do
Yeah,
whatever they want. They have autonomy. Like no,
right.
you got to okay. I want to tweet something. Let's get a vote on everybody. What does everybody think about this tweet? And then you get suggestions about how to change it and whatnot.
Sure.
So it can be pretty convoluted.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fair way of approaching it, though. I mean, even if there are some barriers to it, I mean, if it could be like structured in the way, like say for utilizing the YouTube channel, it can be coordinated in the way to where it's on a schedule and multiple people can have use of the channel and upload what needs to be uploaded, or at least relayed through a team, and then just utilize that way, for whatever it is, like various DSA members with channels of their own that want to have their work publicized or promoted uh, on the actual DSA channel itself. It could work. I definitely see its potential. I think Democracy Now kind of does something similar. The Gravel Institute kind of did something uh, along those lines. Various bringing along various people and then just uh, uploading the content that they make, the topics they cover and shit. It can go a multitude of different ways, for damn sure.
If you're just joining us, please subscribe to my channel because I need to grow and make some money off of this. I put in enough time for it, but thank you guys for joining us. No joke. We really appreciate it. We've got
Big time.
nothing really exciting going on in the Tallarico Crockett fight election. It's 60% in, and Tallarico is still up by about 70,000 votes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I can't say that that's going to be it. We don't have to wait. I can push our special guest for next time if you want to call it a night soon. But here we
Yeah,
go. DSA, hold on. We'll see after this. DSA YouTube can learn so much from Status Quo and More Perfect Union YouTube channels. Yes,
I agree.
they can, but it
Those are
still
good
needs to
channels.
be internally. But I think it still should be prioritizing what DSA is doing on a local level, because that's always been their thing. That's always been their thing.
Yes.
Is local politics.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like taking after those channels, like it could be like a whole amalgamation of like Status Quo, More Perfect Union, Democracy Now, um, Midas Touch, fucking Gravel Institute, which I think is like doesn't even really upload too much anymore. But they had the right idea. They were like the counter to PragerU, for example. But yeah, like just it could be a whole variety of things that just center around the DSA, its goals, its candidates, its members,
Yeah,
all that
and that's
shit.
fine that local that Status Quo is like, yeah, it's not real news. It's like I mean it is news, but
Yeah,
it's like the DSA helped elect Zoran Mamdani. Status Quo did not help elect Zoran Mamdani. Right?
right.
Like
Yeah.
DSA is a transparent information organization that
Hmm.
is that is very clear about its agenda. We
Yeah.
want to elect progressives in Democratic Party primaries. That's our goal, and that's a
Yeah.
good thing. Like it's nice to have that kind of simplicity.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like
Stats
this
just
Texas
work
race
too.
is not going to get called. I don't know. I'm fine with pushing Dylan for
Yeah,
a
we
week
can
or two.
we can have him on next week if he's down. Yeah, works for me. I mean, we pretty much covered everything that we wanted to talk about. I wanted a whole screen about why we are where we are in the with Iran right now, and God, it can easily spiral out of control. It's just fucking chaos right now, and we got the most incompetent fucking people at the wheel. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, what do you expect though?
Yeah.
Like out of conservatism. I mean, and maybe you can have all the things you want, but you can't reasonably argue for conservatism now. That's kind
Yeah.
of the deal. Yeah, think
Yeah,
global,
not
act
anymore.
local. Just make sure
Big time.
if the person you're voting for is Republican or not. And if they are a Democrat, make sure you find out who their campaign contributors are, because that's
Yeah.
who owns them. That's the bidding that they're going to do.
Right. Yeah,
But
exactly.
just never forget out there that this whole electoralism, like you vote twice in even years, guys. Don't forget that. A lot of people still
Yes.
don't understand that, and they
Primaries
need
are
to.
very important. Very, very important.
Primaries are where it's at.
Yes.
So with that, Stat Pat, you want to sign us off?
Yeah. Everybody hang in there, obviously. Because the Strait of Hormuz is effectively closed because of the Iran war. Um, expect your gas prices to go way, way up. It's gonna get a little bumpy, and and that's not even to mention the looming economic recession, and the economic crash that's probably going to happen this year. There's just multiple dominoes that are just waiting to be toppled over. We've got the credit crisis that's looming, the AI bubble. Um, all I can say is, um, pinch your pennies. Don't go
Yeah.
too crazy. Look out for yourselves.
And never
And
forget that you don't get change in America by asking nicely.
we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.